What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Impulse Control. I am Justin.
I'm Jasmine.
I get bored of the basic of like, what's going on, guys? That. I get bored of that.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
That's a Discord
Oh,
sound.
maybe we get Jeff to do it. We just have Jeff do, hey, guys, what's going on? No
I
Impulse
think
Control.
we got him. I think we got him to say it at one point, and we were supposed to record
Yeah, he
it,
would
but
say it.
um, but it's
Hey guys, what's going on?
Nope.
no,
Oh,
that's the
yep.
Discord sound. I'm
Yep.
aware, but then he would.
Aware. Sassy. Me? Sassy?
No, I agree that I'm sassy. I'm wondering why we're mocking me.
I don't know. I deal with kids. I didn't deal with kids today, but I I
So you
tried to
have to
use
take it
today as
out
a
on me. Okay, you
yes.
told me you had something funny, and this is hurting my feelings. So what funny thing do you have?
Actually, first I want to point out this friggin' sweatshirt. I love this
It's
thing.
sick.
It's awesome. It says Buckfield upside down, obviously for you guys. That's
No, it's right side up for us.
it is right side up.
Yeah.
It just, anyways, it's a nice sweatshirt. It's a Carhartt sweatshirt, which makes it better. Um, and I got it for fairly cheap through the school, so rock on. Anyways, side thing. Or not. That was a side thing. Excuse me. Um,
Take a pause,
so
John. Inhale,
no.
exhale, deep breath.
So on Saturday last week, yeah, it'll be last week for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had a soccer game, and I learned more new things from the
Oh,
girls.
yes! I would love to know.
Yes. What did Mr. Davis, Coach Davis, Justin learn from the girls, you might ask? I learned they play a game. And I'm like, okay, interesting. I'll bite. What game are you playing? And this is a conversation with the whole group, but
Hmm,
one of the senior captains that are talking,
of course.
and she kind of like made it a point to kind of point out a nice truck, and I go, okay, that is, sure. And she was talking about it was a truck of a parent. She's like, it's a really nice truck. I'm like, yeah, it's a really good looking truck. Yeah, sure,
Okay.
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 And she kind of like there was a little back and forth, and then there was like a small comment about like how sometimes the truck can make the man. And I was like, okay, interesting.
You
I
lost
didn't
me.
go the dire- Yeah, I didn't go the direction which is the way Darcy thought originally, and I when I told her the story, and I was like, no, I didn't go that direction, but I didn't go the direction that I drive a truck. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to even know the
Ah,
thoughts that
yes.
these
Mm-hmm.
girls,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, because
And
they're innocent
so,
and would never.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
Um,
We're moving
yes.
on now immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So they had like this conversation going back and forth, and then I kind of like heard it, and I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And so they made that comment about like sometimes the truck can make the man. I'm like, okay. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, you know, truck is it's a good addition to a good looking dude. I'm like, okay. And I go, so you're telling me that a not good looking guy can be a good looking guy if they have a nice looking truck?
Okay, I get
Just
it now.
clarifying.
I'm back.
Just
I'm
clarifying.
back on this. I know where they're at now.
Okay. Um, so I'm like, I asked that question and they go, yeah, like kinda. And they're starting to get a little red, like that whole thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so like, okay. And then the captain, the one I'm talking to, mind you, all of the girls are kind of in this conversation. We're all just kind of chit chatting before the game. And this captain goes, Davis, have you never heard of the game Dad or Daddy? And I wonder if you've ever heard the game Dad or Daddy, Jasmine. You have. Great. Anybody out there ever heard of the game Dad or Daddy? Because
Okay.
Justin
So
has never heard of the
yeah.
game
So
Dad
we
or
never.
Daddy.
So when I have heard of it, it was never played around the men because they got viscerally uncomfortable. The same men or boys at the time, but the same boys who would make like the. Do you remember?
Horrible, disgusting, misogynistic jokes,
Well,
I
yeah,
assume.
but do you remember there was a time when we were both in high school? It might have been right after you graduated when during my senior year. There were because they would get in trouble for like sharing pictures of women. So there was
Yeah.
a shared Google Drive where they were uploading pictures. Was that not a thing at your school?
That's
Where they would
crazy.
upload
No.
pictures of girls, then rate them. You
Ooh.
never had that?
No.
Did you
No.
have the girl rating like website? Do you guys ever have that? There's a whole
No.
website where you could like go on and in your location like rate the girls at your high school.
That's crazy.
And it would be based on like how good they are in bed, how good like of an athlete they are, like do you think that they're cute? Do you think that, they sing good? Whatever like the criteria was that you wanted to put in
Yeah.
that rated them higher. You never
That's
had that?
disgusting. No.
Hmm.
No. Not even a little.
Well,
Um, yeah. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure it's still a thing,
I'm
realistically.
sure
Like,
it's probably
unfortunately.
it's probably in a more horrific way, if I'm being honest. A
Yes.
lot of the pictures that got put into the website were unfortunately nudes that people had sent their partners in confidence,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
we didn't play the dad or daddy game. I believe the dad or daddy came before he's a 10 but, kind of the opposite
Oh,
version of
maybe.
that. You've played
Okay.
that game before, right?
I've heard of it. I've
Heard of
never
yeah.
actually played it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So dad or daddy, did you play this with the
Dad or
children?
Daddy.
Well, I'm assuming no,
Say that
but
again. I
no,
no, I didn't play it with them. No, of
I
course not.
realized as soon as I said it.
Yeah. No, so they asked me that and I say no. Like I'm confused because I have never heard of that. I've
Right.
never even thought about that. I just not in my brain.
Of course.
And they start giggling and I'm like, "Okay, I understand where this conversation is going." And
Hmm.
I kind of like pause for a second and I go, "So, I reiterate my question of so the truck can make the man, but what do you mean by that?" Because I want them now to tell me. I know what they're getting, like what they're doing, and
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, are they ballsy enough to tell their coach what this game is? They are, by the way. I can
I
answer
was gonna
that for
say.
you.
I was gonna say. I feel like your girls. It's not even a ballsy. They're like, of course we would tell Davis. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, that's literally what it
That's our
is.
best
But
friend. Why wouldn't we tell him?
best friend until I make him run. Um, but yeah, so to explain
Fair.
dad or daddy for anybody who doesn't know what it is, um, dad is a father figure.
Hmm.
Daddy is a name that you might call a significant other in a
Sexual way.
endearing way. It's sexual way, yes. Um,
Endearing is not
so,
what we would go with here.
well, sometimes it's endearing for certain like groupings, I would assume. Like endearing in terms of like, like you have to be connected to them to be able to call them that in a sexual way. So to me, like
Sometimes. I mean, some people just prefer to be called that. That's just like
that's
they're
true.
like instead of calling them like like their sir or whatever, you could call them
Right,
daddy
yeah. Right. Anyways,
or other.
so
There's a
you have those
myriad of
two.
terms.
Oh yeah, 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 I know that. But they're like you have those two categories, and
Yes.
what the explanation that I got was you see a really nice truck and you guess whether it's a dad or a daddy who's going to get out of the truck.
Okay, not how we played.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And
I
so I
don't
go,
love that.
"Oh." I go, "Oh." So and I point back behind me where that truck is, and they all of them almost in unison in a like a joking like this is all like very lighthearted like it's
Of
not
course.
a heavy conversation but I kind of go oh and like kind of like pause for a second and all of them kind of go dad it's a dad like they were all like it was so funny and like all of the girls were like Davis why would you do that I was like why would I do that what do you mean
Have you
and
seen that
so
TikTok reaction picture where it's like,
yeah
and the guy's pointing
exactly
at himself like me?
me so yeah that was a fun conversation that I had with my girls and then we got and this is just a little nice
Hmm.
lighthearted moment and wholesome moment actually
Oh.
we got pink jerseys from the boosters that they wanted to wear for
Hmm.
October but those pink jerseys didn't come in time to wear them at home and we got them right before our end of the season
Hmm.
obviously the girls really wanted to wear them but we were the away team, so we can't wear them as our jerseys. We have to wear white. And so I watched and I saw that the other team wasn't wearing them, wearing pink in any way. So I asked their AD of the team that we were playing if it would be okay. We were able to, but it was a lot of like back and forth between me and the girls. I was like, I don't really want to do this, and they were like, but we really, really want to wear the pink jerseys. I was like, could you wear them for warm-ups? They were like, yes, but,
But what if you actually loved us instead and went and talked to them?
well, they didn't pull that, honestly. They were very good about it because they understand, like, I have anxiety and
But their
I'm very new
but their
and
tone.
they're good about that. No, it wasn't even that.
Hmm.
Like, they were straight up were like, but we just really want to wear that. Would you mind going and ask? Like, the worst thing that can happen is he says no and we're good to go.
Oh my God, you've trained them so well to be so healthy. That's God. I love that for
Yeah,
you,
that's
but
not even the
also,
heartwarming part.
oh,
Um,
oh,
it gets better. So I go over, I ask the AD, I come back, and yes, they're allowed to wear them. So they all get really excited, and then
oh.
one of them makes the comment about something about me coaching girls. And then it just kind of spirals, and I don't really say anything. It was just basically like, oh, you're really good at coaching girls or something like that. I don't think it was
Oh.
that, but it was just something like that. And then one of the seniors goes, you know, I bet you'd be a really good girl dad.
Oh my God, I remember
And I
you
was like,
telling me about
oh.
this. And it warmed my heart.
I was like, oh man, that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that'd be yeah, I could see that. And they were like, you know what? I actually don't think I know you'd be a good girl dad. Like you did that and you didn't even want to. Like they like I was like, girl, stop it. I'm a blush. Like
Stop it.
stop it.
Stop it, but keep
But
going.
it was very heartwarming. And they asked they at the end of the conversation basically was
Yeah.
like, hey, would you, like do you actually like do you want kids? And like I've talked to them about it. Like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
specifically looking to have kids right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but one of my manager answered it the way that I would have answered it. She goes, "Guys, he has 20 kids standing right here. We're all his kids right now." And I was like, "There it is. You are literally all my kids right now." So
Yeah.
I put more attention into you right now than literally anything else in my life. Not
I need
true.
to.
I I try not to.
Well, it's not a bad thing though. I mean, it's like a. Excuse me. I drank too much Pepsi all in one sitting. Um, it's not a bad thing though that you do put so much time and effort in, and it's clearly coming back like tenfold. I mean,
Yeah.
they would not have said that. Teenage girls are ruthless. They would
Yeah.
not, and teenage soccer girls are ruthless. They would not have said that to you if they did not truly feel that, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's a special bond you have with them, which is very
Yeah.
sweet.
And I'm very lucky. I think I've said this in the past, but I'm very lucky with the group that I have this year.
Mm-hmm.
Being that it's my first year, I have a very
Mm-hmm.
good set of seniors. Like my
Yeah.
four seniors, my three players, and my manager are all like they're really good, and they've literally grown up with me in their lives as
That's
I've grown up myself because I
oh.
started teaching their seventh grade year. So we both came into the high school together, and they're like now they're seniors. It like another one she said something along the lines of like it was again back to the conversation of like kids. This was earlier in the season,
Mm-hmm.
but she said something along the lines of like kids and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
like how we're kids for that, like we're his kids, talking in the group. And I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah. And then something about it was basically like, do you see us as kids still, or like how do you feel about us? They were actually wondering. And this was the seniors. And I go, well, realistically, the three of you, because
Mm-hmm.
the manager wasn't there, but the three of you, I feel like they're more of like a younger sibling,
Mm-hmm.
because realistically, they could be. Riley
Right.
is only 2 years older than them, most of them. 3 years older than most of
I
them.
forget how close in age we really are to high school seniors, which is
Yeah,
a very concerning statement, but
yeah. I was only 5 years older than the first group that
I
went through.
know. Isn't that
Like that's
weird?
crazy. Yeah. And I was teaching them and coaching them. Like I don't know what I'm doing as a 21-year-old, but here I am. And so it really was one of those things. And I was like, yeah, like I see you guys more of as like younger siblings,
Mm-hmm.
and the younger, like the freshmen and the sophomores, I see
Yeah.
them more as like they're my kids. They're the
Mm-hmm.
group of kids that I can like I'm old enough now to not like see that anymore,
Yeah.
as the sibling versus as a student or as a
Mm-hmm.
kid. Obviously, they're not my biological children, but like as a
No,
teacher and as a
if
coach,
you
you see them
had
as your
20
kid.
biological children, you would be a lot less available to do podcasting.
I would be very unavailable. Yes, you are
Yes.
correct.
Um,
I would also have very little space anywhere.
yeah, your house is a little small for three of us in there, let
Yeah,
alone
20
22.
plus two more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and this is the same group of girls. I just realized you had a very funny story happen recently that we recorded, and then my computer was like, and never actually recorded. You gave blood recently, Justin.
Oh, we didn't have that wasn't
We
posted.
no, because remember, I recorded it and there's no audio.
That I thought that was a different episode.
No. So
Oh,
before
yeah.
you do your funny story, I want to share. So I
Yeah,
consider
go for it.
my kids are my kids, right? Like my eight
Yeah.
one whatever. And we just had a whole this week was Unity Week, or National Anti-Bullying Week. October is National Anti-Bullying Month. Justin and I do not participate. And well, we do with
Oh.
the kids, but not towards one another. I am dying with this Pepsi. It's like right here and it just keeps
Hmm.
bubbling and killing me. So anyway, so yesterday, Wednesday, as of day recording, was Unity Day. And if you don't know Unity Day, it's like inclusion, kindness, acceptance, yada yada. So we're all writing these like affirmations to put around the room of like acceptance and kindness. And so many of them I have had for 3 or more years, right? Like I've had a
Yeah.
couple of them, even if I haven't had them for that long, I've known of them in the primary room. So when they
Yeah.
came to me, it was like, I already know you, homie. I've been with you. Like I know you. And
Right.
there's one of my little girls who last year, had I asked her to do this, she would have stabbed me or screamed at me or hid under a desk, like all of these really maladaptive behaviors. And
Yeah.
this year, she wrote on her little affirmation bubble, because it was we were doing I am statements to put around the room, and hers
Yeah.
was I am me. And I
Mm.
just it made my heart warm because it was like, wow, I like if I'd asked her to do this last year, it would be I'd say like I am strong. Well, I'm not strong. I can't lift anything. And it'd be like, okay, I meant more emotionally, but whatever. It was just she could come up with reasons
Yeah.
to not. And even
Yeah.
my brand new kids could do the assignment. And it was just, it was so heartwarming. And we talked all about how being kind to others also means being kind to ourselves. Again, I do not practice. And so,
But
I,
you should.
hey, so do you want to have this conversation as well? You too need to be
I don't
kind
know
to
why you're
yourself.
coming after me. You are the one that should.
You!
I'm pretty kind to myself most of the time. If there was a percentage, it would be me higher than you. I'll say that much.
Okay, well, we'll talk about self-care in the form of taking on too many tasks and not having any time to actually sleep, but that's besides the point.
Are we really gonna
Anyway,
do this? You really gonna go this route? Really?
no,
Do we
because
really want to?
I acknowledge that I do this, but it's also
I
rude of you.
also acknowledge it, but
Mm-hmm.
you have it
Mm-hmm.
more.
So anyway, so we were talking about how like being kind is also being kind to yourself, and you really like you can't help other people till you put your gas mask on, or not gas mask, your oxygen mask.
Yeah. Gas mask on. Here
Well,
we go.
the state of the world, Justin. It might be gas masks soon. Anyway, so we're doing this, and I made a comment about how I was so proud of my kids to like a teacher that came in that was separate, not part of this event. And I was like, oh, I mean, look at them. They're so cute. I'm so proud of my goblins, my little kids. I love them. And I just like, I gush about these guys all the time. I mean, you hear, like,
Yeah.
they are a pain in my tuchus, but I do love them.
Yeah, of course.
And one of my kids was like, what do you mean your kids? And he's very literal. And I said, well, I think of you guys as my kids. Like, I don't have any kids of my own. And one of the boys in the back, he goes, well, do you want kids? And I was like, I don't know. At the moment, no. I like my video games, but I also have all of you guys. So, like, it's kind of a good trade off. I get to send you home at the end of the night. No one is in my house yelling at me, and I can just go home and eat junk food. So it's kind of a win-win situation. And I get to come to school every day and love on you guys. Like, it's great. Um, and he was like, well, if you were to have kids, and he went like all this whole route, like, if you were to have kids, would they have your hair color or Connor's? And I was like, nope, we're going to move past this because it's Unity Day.
Not
And
right
he
now.
went so into like, well, would you raise them in the church? And I was like, buddy, pal, move past it. He's so into asking questions like this. And he's a newer kid, so he doesn't really know me or my sense of humor yet. He's getting there.
Mm.
But apparently he went home that like last night. He's been talking about me to his mom for weeks. Which just I found that out today and I was like, buddy. But he went home yesterday and he told his mom that Miss Corkins has 8 kids in class and he's not sure, but he thinks he might be one of them. And she was like, yeah, homie, you're in her class. What do you mean? Because it was like this whole big thing about like, well, I don't really understand because she says that everyone is her kids, but there are 3 students who are black in class and I don't think that they're
Oh
hers.
no, buddy.
So his mom is emailing me. I am cracking up because I'm like, oh no. So he comes in today and he goes, I have a question. I said, I think I know what your question is. And he goes, is this student, this student your actual kids? And I said, no, honey. None of these guys are my actual kids. I do not have any actual children. I consider all of you my children because I'm with you every day and I help look after you, blah, blah, blah. I'm helping raise you, educationally speaking. And it was a really great learning opportunity for like, maybe I need to be less sarcastic. But just the way he came home and he was like, I have concerns, mother, because
Mother help.
I don't know that these three. And so then we also talked about like that is a possibility that white parents
Yeah,
can have black children. There are such thing as adoption and fostering and all these things, but also like maybe and we didn't get into like maybe I had a partner in the past, but just like it is a
yeah,
possibility and we don't judge family dynamics. And he goes,
right.
okay, so are you going to have kids soon? Or and I was like, homie, go read, go. So anyway, my
I'll let
kids,
you know as soon as I know.
well, and it's so different because like when my kids are asking, they're 10, so their first question is, well, if you have kids, will you leave us here? No, I will be here. The baby will be at home. Well, would the baby come here? No. Like it's so juvenile, and like
Yeah,
sometimes they say things and I'm like, oh my god, you're like little teenagers. And other times I'm like, but you're 10. I
yeah,
did I did forget that you are in fact 10 years old. My little tiny goblins are really actually little. So,
yeah. I
yeah.
had I have when I get the question at school about like, the kid thing,
Mm-hmm.
I usually am pretty quick with like, yeah, maybe later, maybe at a different time in my life, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not specifically planning on it right now. But when I do have that question and they keep pushing,
Mm-hmm.
like the girls that graduated last year, the ones that
Oh
you
yeah. Oh yes.
taught, they were adamant that I needed to have kids before they graduated high school, and I was
Yes.
like, ugh. And I asked them why one day, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Something to do, you know? And they basically told me so that they could help raise the kid. And I was like, no.
Hey,
Like,
so no.
I love you guys, but no. Um, I will say that if I'm still in a coaching like career, like doing,
Yeah.
and I have a kid, like I'll absolutely bring in that kid to practices and stuff like
I
that.
love
If they want to be like, if they're a toddler and I just need to watch them, then yeah, they'll come to practice. But if I want, like, they want to
have
actively
you
grow in the sport, then yeah.
have you seen that video? I wanted to send it to you, but I cannot find it anymore. It's it's a football coach and it's his group of boys and they're all practicing and there's this little tiny princess girl and she's in this giant pink dress and all the boys they are fully in practice, they're putting on gear, whatever, like they are not
Yeah.
paying attention, and she stumbled slightly and like every single player on that team's head went to her, and it
Hmm.
was the sweetest thing. And I love those videos of like coaches kids because it was the coach's daughter, but like where
Yeah.
the team is just as involved and it's like you are like she is a member of this family, because
Right.
coaching, like you guys
Exactly.
are in a family of sort, like it's
We
found
spend a
family.
lot of time together.
Yeah.
Like coaching a team, you see each other every day. You go on long trips. You
you
potentially sometimes will have to stay over the night at times.
you
Like
see each other in
you learn a
vulnerable
lot.
spaces too, like it's
Yes.
not just those happy times that you're seeing each other like, oh my god, we won or whatever, but you see each other, even happiness can be vulnerable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to grow as a group, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
hard sometimes, especially like I have a situation where they're so used to the girls are so used to having a female coach from last year that sometimes they're just like "Phoop," and they'll change their shirts and stuff, and I'm like, girls, you can't do that with me. Like, I appreciate that you feel comfortable with me
Also, they should
enough to
not have
do
been
that.
doing that with the other coach, for the record.
I agree, but that's not my job. Like, I'm
Yeah.
this year's coach, and I'm like, girls, you can't do that with me. Like, you have to at least like warn me if you're gonna do it, or find a different place to go. Like, I cannot watch you guys change. That's not appropriate.
That is illegal.
Exactly. And so now, anytime one girl has to change, there's always one girl that's like, Davis, don't turn around, don't turn around. Like, they actively stop the whole situation from happening. I'm like, I'll take that. I will actively not look for you to be able to get into whatever you need to get
Mm-hmm.
into. but it's just kind of like it's growing. It's that changing part of it. So
Not a team, but a funny story. One of my girls, three parents emailed me about this. One of my girls in class the other day at gym class apparently told all of her peers that she had to pee. And she went in behind a tree, and all the kids were like, "Oh my god!" And she started to pull her pants down. 10-year-olds, keeping in mind. And thankfully, there were staff that were able to just go grab her and be like, "Oh my god, sweetie, no. Oh my god." And it was fine. Nobody saw anything. But it was like, in my 4 years teaching, never have I ever. But it was like, I've never had a child
wild.
go pee behind a tree before. You've been to my campus. They're playing
It's open.
they're playing soccer in that big field. The
Yeah.
trees are like way back. So she went behind the tree that's on the road, which means anybody looking out of a window of our school,
No.
middle school could have seen, the office could have seen, the primary could have seen, anybody walking by or driving by or, God forbid, doing construction. I was like, oh my God. So, like, 3 kids mentioned it to mom or dad when they got home. And
Oh my goodness.
today, XYZ went and peed behind a tree. And the parents were like,
Huh?
so there was a lot of, like, clarification with Deirdre where she was like, no, she did not pee behind a tree. All is well.
That's
No biggie.
wild.
Anyway, you were just, the changing thing reminded me of like, oh yeah, I just had someone try and pee. And then I had to have a conversation with her about like, hey, homie, I totally get it. Sometimes you gotta pee. You also super have to not do that outside.
Go inside.
You have to come indoors to a bathroom, preferably lock the door.
And close it. Close the door first. That's the best step you can do right now.
Yeah.
Privacy.
Privacy. So,
privacy.
segue, y'all are a family. You donated blood, Justin. What happened?
I did. That was a wild segue. So a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
I think it was 2 actually. A couple weeks ago, we had a blood drive at the school, and I was like, "Sure, I'll do that. No problem. I'll donate blood. I've done it before. I've actually donated plasma, by the way, which is more difficult. Want that to be clear, because I am
Significantly.
stronger and very humble. Um,
Yes.
but this time I donated blood. And I get there and it's in the gym. It's not like I'm literally taking a half a day off of work. They have a sub in my room. It's all figured out. And I get there and one of my students that's a senior this year, she donated before me. And then I watched her as I'm sitting there waiting faint. She passed straight out. And like they had to do the whole thing like, hey, can you hear me? Put you on the bed, cool you off, all that fun stuff. And I started to get a little anxious about that. My tummy was turning, my brain was
Knees
fuzzy.
weak.
Didn't
Arms were heavy.
Yeah, spaghetti was on my sweater already.
Already.
I don't know where it came from, but I
Mom's
was
house, I
nervous.
think.
Probably mom's house. But anyways, so I watched this happen, and I was like, okay, it'll be fine. I had a breakfast. I'll be fine.
What'd you have for breakfast?
I had toast and peanut butter, and I had extra peanut butter, which is a lot of peanut butter.
Man was proteined up.
I was making sure I was ready for this. And I had a game. I had a game that day too. So I had to like be prepared. So I give blood. Oh, yes, Jasmine in the back.
You also had to switch your time, didn't you? Because you had to leave
I
early.
did. No, it wasn't because I had to leave early. They had an open spot, and there was. Oh no, you're right. It was.
You were
I
supposed to
had
leave to go do
early because
something
I
with
was supposed to
Darcy.
go to. I was supposed to bring Darcy to an appointment, so I had to leave earlier than my time that was originally.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm at like noon or whatever. I think I was at 11:15. I had to leave by 12:15, and I kept adamantly saying that, "Hey, I have to leave. Do you think we'll be done in that time?" Da 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 da. They're like, "Yeah, no problem, no problem." So I go. I do the whole thing. I make sure they were like, "Yeah, we'll be able to like get you out of here. Don't worry, dude. Like you'll be fine." I'm like, all right, cool. And I lay down, I give blood, all is good. And the first thing that I do after I give blood is I sit there for a second and I go, I really have to pee. Like I had to pee when I laid down, but now I have to really pee. I was like, all right, cool, I'll be fine. I have to go to the bathroom. So I get
Right
up and I start
now.
walking. I literally, it was that or I was going to pee all over
Now,
the floor.
one thing you need to know about Justin's bladder is when it needs to go right now, it needs
It
to
needs to
go
go.
Justin's bladder does not give him like a hey man, maybe we should consider going in 30 minutes. It's a now, pee now.
Go fast.
We're in Boston and there's no bathroom, pee now.
Oh my gosh, that was bad. Anyways, so I
My
go over to
favorite
where the
memory.
table is that has like all the snacks and stuff because they want you to eat snacks and
Drink your
get
juice,
yourself
yes.
drink your juice. Yes,
Electrolytes and
and I
carbs, yes.
exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
I go, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm going down to the locker room. It's not that far. And the girls
Exactly.
that are sitting there are all like, hey, no, because this
No.
is an NHS thing. This is NHS is running it. So there's NHS members. Some of them are my soccer members. And I go, I just got to run to the bathroom. I'll be quick. I feel fine. I'm not shaky. I feel totally fine. And there's a boy there from the NHS group, and they all are like, you are following him. And I'm like, I'm an adult, guys. I'm fine. I don't need somebody to watch me. And so I start walking, and they like are like, kid, go, go, go. And they're like making
Go,
him go.
go, go.
And he actively, like, he's with me. He's like, this is weird. And I'm like, I agree. Totally fine. I don't feel any like problems. He goes, well, if you faint in the bathroom stall, I'm gonna take pictures of you. And I was
Of
like,
course.
do it. Like, I'm feeling fine. It's my fault if I faint. I
Yeah,
didn't
fair
faint,
and
by the way.
valid.
I didn't faint there. And I use the bathroom. I go out. I sit down. I'm chilling. I'm eating. I'm having my juices. And I say juices because they were like the tiny, tiny boxes of juice, and they were apple juice. So like my favorite juice.
That
And so I'm like,
this man can flat crush an apple juice.
I yeah, Nana knows. Nana knows.
Justin
sometimes this is a
single-handedly
side
keeps
note.
the apple juice industry in business.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes I forget that we're doing this as a podcast, Jasmine, and not just like telling Nana stories. Because that's what it started out as, was us actually just telling Nana stories of us. So like sometimes I
But
forget
there's
that and I'm like,
50 other
yeah,
people
Nana
that are
knows.
watching.
There are. I see you. But anyways, so I get back to the table. I'm just chit chatting. It's soccer girl, soccer girl. Um, this side is just an NHS kid that obviously I know, and the other side is NHS kid that I know, and they're all just kind of chit chatting, and I'm starting to feel a little off, and I'm like, I'm fine. They kept asking me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, guys, stop asking. I'm fine. And then I started to feel a little off, and I didn't say anything yet because I was like, I'm gonna see how this goes. And I was still eating, I was still drinking, and then everything in my body started to feel really heavy. Like it was really hard to even like
Yeah,
lift
yeah,
my
yeah.
arms up. And I guess from what I understand, the girls looked at me and I looked like a ghost. Like I was pale, almost like a greenish pale,
Paler.
like bad. I was paler, yeah. Shut up. Um, but I like they were like, Davis, are you sure you're okay? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yes. And they're like,
Yes.
Davis, are you sure you're okay? And I kind of like I sat there for a minute and then like I felt like the fuzzy feeling when your foot goes to sleep or you turn on the
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Static,
Like
yeah.
I felt the static from my toes go up my legs into the rest of my body. And I literally was like, I'm sitting in the chair. I have Leanne, who now has wandered over. She's the NHS like teacher. She wandered over and she's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I have the four girls, two of them my soccer players, and they're like, "Davis, you can't be not okay. We have a game tonight." And I'm like, "You're right. I will be fine." And then I kind of like sat there for a second and like literally I was like, I can't move. I could, but it was a lot of work to do anything. And I kind of like I don't feel that good. And then I remember hearing this is literally I the story was a lot better on the day that we did
I
record it because
know.
I could remember a lot more. But I remember hearing the girl over here
Mm-hmm.
yell help.
Yep.
And it wasn't that
No,
because
it
I
was
probably
probably
would have been
actually.
fine with. It was like her like not panic, but it was like, "Hey, somebody help!" Like that kind of thing. I don't remember anything else from that moment. I remember waking up and hearing a girl's voice, the nurse, saying, "Do you hear me, honey? Do you hear me?" And I responded. I was like, yeah, I hear you. What's going on? And like she's at this point cradling my head. And I'm like,
You gotta tell them how you're
what's
being
going?
cradled.
Oh, hang on, hang
Oh,
on. We'll
my
get
bad.
there.
My bad.
And so I remember her saying, I don't remember seeing anything. It was like I'm already blind because my glasses are off. I don't know what's going on. Everything's disoriented and I can't see anything anyways. Plus the addition of like waking up from passing out,
Mm-hmm.
which I've never done in my life except for this one time.
I don't like how you
And
stared
so
into the camera. That was really upsetting.
what do you mean?
Well, that's better, honestly. It was just the way you said it. You were like, you get crazy
But it
eyes
was
going on.
she basically was like, okay, so put your arm around my waist and then put your arm on my shoulder. And I was like, yeah, cool, I got you. And then I don't remember anything. And then I remember opening my eyes and I'm now laying on my back at like on the table, not the table of food,
The
but like a
bed.
bed table
Yeah.
with a fan on me, a like cold cloth here and cold cloths on my arms as I'm like laying there looking up at the ceiling. And it's like somebody took like a center point and just started doing this with everything that was around.
Ugh,
So I was
kaleidoscope.
looking at the ceiling and it was going like this, like a kaleidoscope, yeah.
One of
And
those
I'm like,
doo
yeah.
tubes.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, this is wild. And then I hear Tatlock's voice, who, mind you, she was supposed to be at lunch duty. And lunch duty was supposed to end when I left. Like, I was not supposed to see Tatlock for the rest of the day because I was supposed to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm laying there and Tatlock goes, hey, in her, like,
Catlock
not
voice.
joking, but just Tatlock voice. And I go, my first response was, what time is it? She goes, It's 12:15," which, if anybody remembers, for anybody who's paying
Yes.
attention, I was supposed to leave at 12:15
Mm-hmm.
and pick up Darcy.
Hey
And
guys, I
now
have a
I'm like,
spoiler alert here.
I
Nope.
did not make it. Um, and now I'm like, oh crap, I need to go. And Talok's like, no.
Actually, what if we stayed? What if?
And she's like a mother figure down here for anybody who doesn't like understand the
Mm-hmm.
relationship that I have. I have uh extra mothers that live down here.
Mm-hmm.
It's Talok and her wife are like mom 2 and 3. They're actually like they're like 5 or 6 in
I
line
was
just
gonna
because
say,
of how
you
many
have
moms I've
so
had,
many.
but but I love them all. They're all my moms. But she goes, yeah. Do you want me to call Darcy? And I was like, yeah, yeah, if I'm not getting out of here, I probably should call her. And she's like, I'll just call her for you. Where's your phone? And I gave her my phone. I let them into the with the password. And then she called, and Darcy was like frustrated, obviously, at first because
Mm-hmm.
I was not there and I didn't tell her, that I passed out, which is fair because
You were passed out.
I was passed out. And so she like Talak tells her, and then she comes back and she's like, "Yeah, she'll be fine. She's gonna get her mom to come bring her." Da 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 da. And I was like, "Okay, um, how long was I out?" And so Talak's like, "I don't know." And so the kids kind of answer, and they said it was like 7 minutes. I don't feel like it was that long because I remember looking and no. So listen, I texted Darcy, and literally said I should be out of here in 5 minutes when I sent the text. So she was expecting me. And so when I woke up, it being
Oh my god. And then you called her
12:15,
like a soldier.
I didn't call her.
Well, no, Tatlock
Tatlock
called her
called
like one of
her.
those soldier knock on the doors where they're expecting their partner home and they're like, I'm so sorry, they've passed out. Well, they usually
They
have
passed
died, but
out. Yeah. Well, yeah. But anyways, and I remember like I know it wasn't 7 minutes.
mm-hmm.
5 I'll give you, but not 7. And so anyways, long story short on that, I ended up staying in the bed for a long time. The nurse came over to check on me. And I don't know about you, Jasmine. Jasmine, do you know what happens to your body when you pass out? What's
You
the physical
overheat.
reaction?
You overheat.
You
Your
overheat.
Yeah, so your body heats up and you sweat profusely.
You
Um
sweat a lot. Yeah.
well, and you're already a kind of a sweaty guy.
Oh, I'm a super like I'm a warm, but
You're
like my body is
you're a
always warm.
perpetually damp person, yes.
Yeah, so I'm
Really
like
sorry, that was so mean. You're
that was
perpetually
kind of mean, but it is whatever.
it was kind of mean.
Um,
My bad, homie. It's
but
anti-bullying
anyways,
month.
I sweat a lot. Plus, I just
Mm-hmm.
passed out, and so I asked the girls. I was like, "Fill me in. What was my life for the last 7 minutes then?" And mind you, these girls are now
Fill me
traumatized.
in.
They watched their coach or their teacher just pass out in front of them. Like that's super fair. I do feel really bad for doing that. I didn't really have any control over it, but I do feel bad because I traumatized the hell out of
Okay,
these kids.
did you traumatize them or give them a really cool story to tell at a party later on?
Probably both, because one
Porque
of the
no los
girls,
dos.
one of my players was like, that was the scariest moment of my life, but also the coolest moment of my life. I was like, wow, I really did something here. Um,
This
but
is your
anyway,
legacy, by
so
the way.
what's that?
This would be your legacy. You passing out.
I passed out, yeah. Well, they had to close, like they shut all the doors. They made sure kids weren't in. Like it was like as if I really like medically needed help. Like obviously I was
I was gonna
fine,
say,
but
well, you passed out, so you kind of did.
I did, but like it was, it would have been as if like I broke my leg and like we were keeping kids out. There were kids like peeking in the window trying to see what they could see. Like, like it was bad. And so I'm like, I'm listening to them, and I guess how the story goes is, I said what I said,
Hmm.
and then I started to like fight like me passing out. So I was like rocking,
Fighting your
like
demons.
I was, I was fighting my demons, and um I guess like that is what when I heard the kid go help and yell help, and so then they came over. The nurse came over, and so the nurse came over and told me this. This was not from the girls, but the nurse came over and goes, "I had to put you in a headlock. I couldn't get you to sit up." And she's this like
I forgot about
she's she's a bigger black lady. She just you know tough.
that.
Like you could tell that she could fuck you up if you tried her. And she goes, I had to put you in a headlock because I couldn't sit you up. And I was like, oh dear, and she's like, I
Uh
had like my arm
oh.
was around your neck and I was pulling you up to sit you up. Obviously she wasn't choking me out, but like it was like getting my chin up basically.
Yeah, getting some air into your
And
body. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And so there was that, and then the girls were like, yeah, you also you also wouldn't let go of the chair. I was like, what do you mean by that? And they go, when she came over to lift you up and move you into the chair, she said to put your arm around your waist and the arm around her shoulder. Anybody who's listening, I said I did it. In my brain, I did do it. But I guess I didn't. My left hand locked in on the chair. And when I say locked, I mean I death gripped, white knuckled that chair. And so I guess what happened was she went to lift me up and then was holding my whole weight because I'm now wobbly knees, can't do anything, McGee. And I apparently started to
And a
curl the
chair.
chair. I was like curling the chair, apparently.
I
And the
forgot
girls were
about
like, what
this.
is this guy doing? Like, and so I did my curls. I got my workout in for that day. And I guess she was like, no, no, put that down. Like the nurse was like holding me and goes, no, no, put that down. And like took it out of my hand and then cradled me into the bed. Um, but before she got me out of the chair, she had to hold my head to get consciousness back, to hold me up. The easiest way to hold somebody's head, or the easiest place to hold somebody's head,
Get your
is
chest.
chest. Right. Like I said,
Very
very
sweaty.
tough, bigger black lady. And
Mm.
when I say bigger, I don't mean like fat. I mean like brick house
Yeah, physically bigger.
with yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stocky.
And she yeah, stocky. But she also had big breasts. I'll be honest. Like they were good, like, good sized breasts on this big like woman. I like it was crazy. When I remember waking up, she came over and checked in on me. Da 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 da. She had a nice or wet spot here, right here, and the wet spot kind of looked about the size of my head. This right here. So she came over and she goes, "Do you have a wife?" I go, "I do. Why?" And she like then I recognize what she's pointing out. And I go, uh-oh. She goes, you might want to tell her that happened today. And I go, yeah, you got me in trouble. I'm gonna be sleeping on the doghouse tonight. And she starts laughing, but it was really funny. Like, I'm fine. I want
Oh,
that to like I'm okay.
you
The
forgot
girls are
the
fine.
best part. The juice, Justin. What happened with
Oh,
the juice?
I pounded so many juice boxes. I don't know how many it was,
These
but
kids would not stop with the juice.
they literally, there was one girl who basically was like my nurse. She was like, all right, here's your snack, here's your juice. I'd finish the juice, she'd have one ready to go, pop right
Do
in front of
y'all
me,
remember the scene from The
drink.
Grinch where he's in the
Literally.
and they're like, try my fudge, and he's like, oh. That's what
Like
they're
she's
just
she's
shoving.
juice box, pretzels, juice box, candy, juice box, like loading me up with stuff, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I'm not hungry. It was so funny.
Now, question:
And
were you
she did
flat on your
awesome.
back or up at 40 degrees?
No, I was flat on my back.
She's
So
not
I
a
had
good
to like
nurse.
turn my head. Well, no, she was doing what she was told to do. The nurse told her to
Yeah,
keep
well, the
giving
nurse
me
should
juice.
know that you should be at 40 degrees so that the fluid goes down your esophagus.
Correct, but I also was just passed out.
Well,
Did not feel
that's
fully strong
fair.
enough. So I had to turn my head, drink, and then adjust and swallow the juice. It was quite the experience. I'll say that much.
So
So
I get a text
it's
at
been 3 months
8.
of school, by the way, and I've done all of this.
I get this text. Oh my god, when was it? It was, oh my god, we text so much. We gotta chill. So I get this text at 8:08 p.m.
I did
September
coach the
30th.
game that night
Yeah,
too.
which is crazy.
Leanne, the teacher who is
Yes.
part of the
To
she came and was my assistant coach for that night.
just in case.
Just in case I passed out again. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get this text. We had not texted. Well, we texted. We texted a lot at 8:20 in the evening. By the way. September 29th, we were just like, we were playing video games. And I get this cryptic message. Remind me to tell you about my giving blood experience. Might be good for blood, honestly. Now, same night that Justin is playing this game, I also get a second text at 9:23. Heading home. Love you. Which is odd. Jasmine has just heard giving blood experience and now the I love you. I will be honest with you, did think a little bit that you were dying. Did not think that you passed out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, oh, man. The first time you told this story, I think that I actually peed from laughing so hard. Also, I need to be very clear about this, because this is my last thing. It is 47 minutes. Justin told me he passed out while we recorded that story. I knew
I didn't tell her ahead of time.
not a thing. I knew
I wanted
nothing.
the raw reaction. I wanted it
raw
to be so
raw was correct. The raw reaction.
Oh, it was so funny.
Oh, well, anyway.
Yep. So I've experienced many things. I've done many things. I've passed out.
Once now.
I've coached the
I've
soccer
never
team.
passed out, and I feel like I'm missing out. I want
It's
someone
not
to.
anything special. I mean, I will say, I felt the most rested after passing out for 5 minutes that I have for 3 fucking months. Like I straight up, like, I woke up and I was like, I feel like I could run a mile right now. Like, let's go.
And
the girls
every
were
one of
like,
those,
sit your butt down.
every one of those girls was like, "We told you not to go to the bathroom." I wonder, like, I wonder, had you just sat your ass down and knock onto the bathroom, would you still have passed out?
Probably because I didn't have enough to eat in the morning.
Well, so
Or
you
lunch.
had a. Well, I didn't know
nurse-
you
the
hadn't
nurse-
had lunch.
Yeah, I didn't have a lunch. It was right before lunch.
Mm.
So my plan was to get lunch when I brought Darcy to her thing.
Well, the other thing with giving blood is that you can't just have peanut butter toast. You should generally have
Yeah.
some like red meat or iron of some sort. And
Yeah, you're right. The nurse lit me up for that. Like, she
Good.
let me know,
yeah,
which is so fair. And I laughed through it because she was like, I would not have let you go to this if you would have told me what you had for breakfast. Mind you, again, she was a very aggressive, very intimidating lady. So she was like, "Grr!" And I was like, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
I'm laying in the bed like, I can't do anything. It was wild.
Where's my juice? Yeah.
Where's my juice? Yeah, it was quite an
Oh.
experience, that's for sure.
The last time that I gave blood, well, like donated blood, was at UMF, and they had trouble finding my vein, and I was like, "You got to go up here," and they were like, well, "There's no good veins," and I was like, "Hear me out. You have to go here because there's no other good veins." And anyway, the nurse that took my blood did a poor job. I didn't pass out. I just got violently nauseous while I was giving blood because she did it on this arm, and I had my arm like really far back for some fucking reason.
You were also laying down.
I was laying down, which is a weird position to give blood in.
I mean, I gave blood laying down, but like I was down, but my arm was by my side, not out. Like
Mine
it was
was
down
out.
here.
Yeah, mine was
Yeah.
out. And I was laying flat on my back. And it was just, it was not good. I'd also just pounded a salad with steak in it.
Yeah.
Because every time that I'd gone before that, they were like, sorry, your hemoglobin or whatever is too low. Like your iron level is too low. And I wanted to donate blood because I was trying to be helpful. Yeah. Anyway, Justin, where can they find you?
TSK1239 or the Soccer King 1239. Good luck. Find the show at
Happy
places
hunting.
too.
You
Happy
can find
hunting.
the show at No Impulse Control on Spotify and on YouTube. You can also find us over on TikTok and Instagram. No, I haven't posted. I don't plan on anytime soon. I like to keep you guessing. Although a lot of you guys have followed us recently on there. Hi, hello.
Hey, thanks.
Shows you how often I check things. You can find me over at Asminsta, or I think I'm sweet and salty on a couple things now, but who's to say truly? Let's just go with Asminsta for safekeeping. You can also get merch over at thesoccerking1239.com. Go over to the third tab, drop it down. Go to the fourth wall link. Fourth wall link will bring you up. First tab you'll see is all of Justin's merch, which is pretty dope. But if you click on the second tab, the even doper merch, what with me being a part of it and all, is on that second page.
Wild.
Yeah. Anyway, with that, we will see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye!